Successive. Do you guys know what that word means? It means one after the next. Yes, one after the other. So in other words, what we're doing is we're taking off one valence electron, and then we take off a second valence electron, and then we take off a third, and those are ionization energy 1, ionization energy 2, ionization energy 3. In fact, I'm sorry, we should call them first, ionization energy second, and third. And we can go all the way up to fourth, fifth, sixth, whatever. Okay? So we have IE1, IE2, IE3, etc., etc. And the one we have been talking about up till now is the first ionization energy. And that's where we have, what's our atom like? It is neutral. It's also gaseous, but they all have to be gaseous. And in here, I should have put the number 1. Okay, so you can add that in. And we get a +1 ion in the electron. And then we would have our second ionization energy where we take the +1 ion and we add ionization energy 2. It's going to require a different amount. Yes? If they're in the same shell, like let's say we had a couple of electrons in this shell here, and we kicked out our first one, and then we kicked out our second one, that second one would have less electron-electron repulsion, yes? So it would be a little bit less, okay, if it's in the same shell. Or actually, it would have a little bit less electron-electron repulsion, so the ionization energy would be a little bit more because it's not as repelled, so it will be a little bit harder to rip off.
Basically, after your first one ripped off, it's slightly reflective.
Yeah, so it's this one is repelling. So it makes it easier to rip off than this one, which has no repulsion. Okay, and this would be like, let's just say this was for helium. Okay, say we had helium, which means we've only got one shell and we've only got those 2 electrons. That just makes our life really easy. Yes? So it's harder to remove. And that means ionization energy 2 is going to be bigger. Now, if it really were if we just had helium, we would be done at this point. There is no ionization energy 3 because helium does not have a third electron. It's nice to be able to see that little difference between them. So let's say we were dealing with, I don't know, helium. Let's say we had lithium now. Okay, so if this was lithium, ionization energy 1, we would have lithium going to Li plus, and then we would have Li plus going to Li 2 plus. This would be ionization energy 1. This would be ionization energy 2. Ionization energy 2, 3 would be if we had lithium 2 plus and we added ionization energy 3, and we would end up with a 3 plus ion and an electron. Every time an electron is removed, there is less repulsion. So the Coulombic attraction becomes greater. Every time an electron is removed, there is less repulsion because you have fewer electrons. So the Coulombic attraction becomes greater. And if Coulombic attraction becomes greater, what does that mean about the ionization energy?
Greater.
Ionization energy becomes greater. I'm just going to stick electron on there because that makes more sense. I don't want that to break over a page. Or over a line, rather. So IE3 is greater than IE2 is greater than IE1. Now, something special happens once you've gotten rid of all of the valence electrons, all the electrons in the valence shell. So here is boron. Okay, boron, we have our core. And we remove the 2p1 electron. And that requires 0.80 megajoules to do that. When we have B+, we're going to be removing one of the 2s electrons. So we're going to be left with 2s1. And that required more energy. Why did it require more energy? Less EE repulsion, yes. Okay. And again, we are now in 2s1. We're still in the 2s subshell. Out comes the electron, and that required more energy because there's a less electron-electron repulsion. So as we go from here to here, more energy because we have less electron-electron repulsion. So we went from 0.8 to 2.5 to 3.5. Now when we get to ionization energy 4, we go to 25. What just happened? We went 0.8 to 2.5, 3.5, 25. Good gracious. That was a big jump, yes? Why do we have that huge, big jump? Chat with your partner about it, and Tony, just talk quietly so everybody doesn't hear you, okay? Yeah. Okay, what do we think? Yeah. Yeah, we have been removing from the 2 shell, yes? Now where are we removing from? We're removing from the 1 shell. So if we think about our effective nuclear charge here, boron has 5 protons, yes? And when we start out with neutral boron, it has 2 core electrons, yes? So we have Zeph is equal to 5 minus 2 is equal to plus 3. What is Zeph for B positive? How many protons does the B plus ion have? Okay, you should be able to tell me this. Boron has 5 protons. How many protons does B plus have? 5. Good, thank you. How many core electrons does B plus have? 2. Oh, guess what? Zeph is still plus 3. And when we have B2 plus, oh my goodness, we still have 5 protons. We still have 2 core electrons. And so Zeph is plus 3. When we get to B3 plus, we still have 5 protons. How many core electrons do we have? 0 core electrons, right? Like there's nothing in between that 1s shell, subshell, and the nucleus. Nothing in between. So Zeph is now plus 5, right? That's quite a big change. And that's why those electrons are held so much more tightly. And if you wanted to draw little Bohr models for this, you could. I wonder if we have room on here anywhere to do that. Not particularly well, but maybe down at the bottom here we could say we have 5 plus, and we have 2 electrons, and we have 1, 2, 3 electrons, and then, so this is B. We have B plus, which would be 5 protons, and 2 electrons. We'll take out one of these. We'll take out one of these. 5 plus. These are your 1s2 electrons, and then we're left with one of these. And this is B2 plus. So removing electrons from these 3, they're all in the same shell, the same energy level. And this would be IE1, IE2, IE3. Now all of a sudden we get to IE4, and all we've got is we got this 5 plus, and now we have to take out one of these electrons. So we are both much closer to the nucleus and the Zeph is higher. And for those two reasons, the Coulombic attraction is greater, and so ionization energy is higher. So yeah, you can see for those first three, the only thing that's different amongst them is that we have within the same shell, we have less and less and less electron repulsion. That's really making the only difference. That's why they do have higher ionization out values. But you're usually, if you're given IE1, IE2, IE3, IE4, whatever, you're looking for where is my big jump? And my big jump is when I move from one shell, I've emptied out one shell, and I'm now starting on the next shell in. So you can see here, lithium has one valence electron, yes? And so its first ionization energy is 0.52. And then all of a sudden we get a big jump to 7 and 11. Yeah? So we got a small number and then we got big numbers. Usually it's kind of like a factor of 10-ish. It's not really 10, but it's 10-ish. So, we go from 0.5 to 7. That's kind of like 10 times as much, very roughly. Okay, when we have beryllium has 2 valence electrons. Once we've removed those 2, we jump up to 14. Is 14 10 times 1.76? Roughly, very roughly. We have 0.8. This is for boron, which has 3 valence electrons. Once we move those 3 electrons, we make a big jump. Is 25 really 10 times 3.6? No, but it's kind of like in the 10 times bigger range. Okay, that's just like a kind of a when you go up within the yellow area, it's usually not like a big number multiple, right? We're multiplying by 2 or 1.5. Do you know what I mean? Here we're multiplying by about 6 or 7, right? When we go from 6.22 to 37. So just look for the big jumps. And if you can't recognize the big jumps, then I don't know what to tell you. 9 to 53 is a big jump. 13 to 71 is a big jump. Yes? So look for the big jump. So if I was to give you these data and I said, okay, we're not going to look at the number of valence electrons and I'm just going to give you this data set here, la 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 la. How many valence electrons does that atom have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 valence electrons. And so what group would that belong to? The halogens. Yes, group 17. Okay? So you should be able to take a look at a table like this. Even if they don't put in that lovely, this area is white, this area is blue, you should be able to see it and go, oh, this one has 1. Where'd it go? This one has 1. Come on, please. There we go. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 valence electrons. So that must be who? If we're in the second period. What element is that if we're in the second period? Nitrogen. Nitrogen has 5 valence electrons, right? Group 15. Okay. So here's some graphs. Ionization energy. We have, this is for sodium. Could you tell me from which shell we are removing electrons from here? Feel free to have your periodic table out.
So which shell is it?
Yeah, which cell is that electron being removed from? My back row is showing me numbers of fingers. If you would like to show me numbers of fingers, you may do so also. I don't know what that is. N equals 3, yes? How many electrons do we have in here? 8. And these are being removed from shell number 2. And then these would be removed from shell n equals 1. Okay, and you can see that in the Bohr diagram over here. This is the one that comes off first with the lowest ionization energy. Then you've got 8, and then you have 2 that are very difficult to remove because they're very close to the nucleus and they are less shielded. Is good? Excellent. Color-coded, in case you guys like color coding. Okay, here's an example. Why don't you guys try this one? Which group in the periodic table does element X belong to? Where does our big jump occur here? Between 6 and 7, yeah? Okay, so here's our big jump. So how many valence electrons do we have? Everybody? 6. So what group does it belong to? Group 16. There's some exercises here. We'll leave those for you to do. And we'll go to exceptions in periodic trends. We've already talked about them a little bit. This is on page 53. Several trends have exceptions or inconsistencies. To have really mastered the periodic trends, you must also understand the exceptions. Electronegativity increases to the right. Tell your partner why. What's the root cause? More protons. Therefore, higher Zeph. Therefore, higher Coulombic attraction, blah, 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 blah. Okay? We're not going to go into depth there. This trend does not include the noble gases. That means that fluorine has the highest electronegativity, not neon or helium. And this is because electronegativity is the attraction of an atom on what? Bonding electrons. Does helium bond? No. Does neon bond? No. Now, to be honest with you, there is some bonding that takes place as you get into xenon and krypton, the lower ones on the periodic table. But there is no bonding with helium. There is no bonding with neon. Okay? So they're definitely not going to be electronegative. So that's it for those. Ionization energy. You would expect ionization energy to go up nicely. Yes, this is period 2, right? How much energy does it require to remove an electron? Well, you know, this one, lithium has a Zeph equal to +1. This one has a Zeph equal to +2. Then we have +3, all the way up to +8. So wouldn't you expect it to be a nice linear relationship? Wouldn't that be great? But if you actually graph it, it doesn't do that. It goes up, but it goes up, down, up, down, up, up. So let's figure out what the heck is up with boron, because boron looks lower than it should be, yes? And what's up with oxygen? Does anyone have an idea of what tool we could use to help us with this? How about using an orbital diagram? Okay. Let's try an orbital diagram for beryllium and boron. Let's start with these two guys here. So draw an orbital diagram for beryllium and for boron. Yes. I know. But I thought it might be nice for you to like remember how to draw them. Yes? Remember, this is ionization energy, so what are we doing? We are removing an electron. So let's pick an electron to remove. Has to be one of the highest ones, yes? Okay. What's the difference? Chat with your partner. Why is it easier to remove an electron from boron than it is from beryllium? That's what it means, because this is lower. It's easier to remove an electron. Do you feel you've discussed it enough that you know the answer? How many people feel they've discussed it enough so they know the answer? Discuss more. Okay, I've only got like 5 people who put their hand up. Discuss more. What's different about 2p electrons compared with 2s electrons? They're slightly higher in energy, yes? Yeah. And they are slightly more shielded from the nucleus by the 2s subshell. Yeah? They don't have as good orbital penetration as the 2s electrons, right? They don't get, because of the shape of the p orbitals, they don't get quite as close to the nucleus. And we actually probably have that here. The outermost electron in beryllium is in the 2s subshell. Do you remember I said we would talk about using the argument of penetration? This is where it comes into play. I'm so sorry. 2s subshell has greater penetration to the nucleus, right? And why is that? It's because the 2s subshell, remember, has more density right close to the nucleus. And then it's, of course, got stuff out here that's really hard to draw. So is good? Okay. Now let's take a look at nitrogen and oxygen. We have 2p3 and 2p4. Now I'm going to get rid of that explanation there. Why would it be easier to remove this electron than one of these electrons? Yeah, there's more electron-electron repulsion because we have electron paired within an orbital. I think I have this written right above, so you don't necessarily need to write it down. Yep, has a paired electron in its outermost sublevel. There is extra repulsion between the paired electrons in an orbital, so this extra electron is easier to remove. So if you get to the AP exam, I don't think they're probably going to ask about this. They haven't been asking about challenging things recently, but you never know. They might decide to fool me and all of a sudden be like, yeah, we want to talk about some exceptions. Remember, draw your orbital diagrams and then just think about it. Yes? And if it's a multiple choice question, you might think to yourself, wow, that's a lot of work to do for a multiple choice question, and just skip it. Yes? Come back to it later if you have time. But that's the kind of question where I'd be like, I can easily figure this out if I take the time to draw the orbital diagram and think about it, right? But that's going to take me time. And I want to get the fastest, cheapest marks I possibly can on that exam. Remember, a 75% is a 5.
Actually,
Yes. Okay, so a 75% is a 5. Which, I don't know. And I'm just approximating here, like things have changed over the last couple of years, so I'm not 100% sure. 75 is a 5. So if you can get 75 of the questions easily, right, in the multiple choice, it's a multiple choice strategy. If you can get 75% of them easily and you're like mostly sure about them, then you can just sort of add in a few of the other ones that take a bit more time or a bit more work. And that'll make up for any silly mistakes you've made, right? Don't get stuck. Yes? Keep moving. I know it's really tempting because I'd be like, oh, I can do this. It's easy. I just draw an orbital diagram and then I can think about it. But that takes time, so come back to it later. Okay, and then we come to electron affinity, which is the queen of exceptions, but how often does electron affinity come up? Never. So we would expect electron affinity to go like this because down here we have Zeph is +1. Up here we have Zeph is +8. We would expect this to be the most attractive to an incoming electron if we were only basing it on Zeph. We'd be like, yeah, okay, neon, best, yeah. But reality shows us a different story. Here's reality. Whoa, neon is not the highest, it's way the heck down here. Right? We expected it to kind of go like this, and it does not. It does not do anything close to that. Once again, What would be a good tool to figure these out? Orbital diagrams, thank you. First of all, let's deal with lithium and beryllium. What's up with that? Beryllium has more protons. It should be more attractive to that incoming electron. Why the heck is it not? Lithium, 1s, 2s. The incoming electron goes into the, I gotta go. Yeah, see you later. The incoming electron is going to go into the 2s subshell for lithium, yes? For beryllium, whoops. What has to happen for beryllium? Yeah. Yes, these would be, you know what? This is where the whole is electron affinity positive or negative comes into play. I think what they've done is they've swapped it just because bigger goes up on the graph and that makes it easier for us to see that it is bigger. So I wouldn't get too wound up about the sign of electron affinity. Just know that it's, bigger or smaller. Does that make sense? Yeah. So where would beryllium's incoming electron have to go into? It would have to go into the 2p. And the 2p is a less stable place for that electron to go because it doesn't get as close to the nucleus. There's many ways of saying that. You can say the p orbital has less nuclear penetration. The p orbital does not get as close to the nucleus on average. You can say the electron density of a p orbital is less close to the nucleus than an s orbital. Okay, many, many ways to say that. So that's what's happening with beryllium. What happens with nitrogen? Shall we just go and look? Okay, here's neon. Sorry, let's deal with neon first. Everybody else in period 2 has electrons going into the into energy level 2. Yes? All the other elements. Are we still worried about the positive and negative thing with the electron affinity? Stop worrying about it. I don't know. I'm making assumptions. Just ignore me. All the elements in period 2 have the incoming electron going into energy level 2. But in neon, energy level 2 is full. Therefore, that incoming electron has to go into energy level 3. And if you get tired of writing energy level, you can just write n equals 3. Okay? This is further from the nucleus and it is less stable. Therefore, not as favorable. In fact, you have to, this is going to be a positive value, which means you need to put energy in. So instead of that electron just falling in, you actually need to shove it in somehow. Okay? The alkaline earth metals, we just talked about that on the previous page, yes? That was where we had the beryllium and the lithium. We were comparing them and it went into the 2p. So very similar in reasoning to why the neon is not as favorable, because the neon, it goes into a new shell. In beryllium, it goes into a new subshell. Shell's at a higher level. The new subshell is also at a higher level, just not as much. Yes? No. Like I said, I don't think they're even going to talk about the first electron affinity. Okay? Oh, and we kind of do deal with the electron affinity can be defined as the change in energy when an electron is added, in which case large EA is large and negative. This is the one that is most often used. However, when we are graphing, because we think bigger means higher on the graph, we will often change that for graphing, and we say the amount of energy released, which is going to make the large EA a large positive value. So it is like in enthalpy when we have 7 kilojoules released, we don't put a minus sign in front of that, right? But the change in enthalpy is -7. Yes? But like I said, don't get too wound about it because it won't be on the test anyway. Okay? So we've dealt with neon, we've dealt with beryllium, and now we have our group 15 elements. Nitrogen. So if we compare oxygen, here's oxygen, 2s, 2p, 2, and here's nitrogen. The incoming electron for oxygen goes there. The incoming electron for nitrogen goes there. Why is nitrogen's less favorable? So it'll be paired in an orbital, resulting in more what? Electron-electron repulsion. And I don't really know, like, honest to God, the vertical trends decreasing down a group, I don't know. I don't think you're ever going to have to worry about that. You can read about fluorine if you want to. I don't think anyone's going to ask about that. And that's it for today. Go get yourself another molecule, something you've not had yet. Oh, nice.
What is it, SP1? Something like that?
Sides of this. You can side here, 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 here. That would be 4 sides. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we do the same on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we have 4 sides and 4 sides. 1 side and 8. That's all. That is the basic electron geometry. Now, what is it specifically? Yeah, it is a seesaw. It's like an interactive. Now, what do you call these ones that are at the bottom? These ones are called. They're not on axis, they're on the equator. Okay, so we have the axis, which is the circle, and then the equator around the middle. What do you want us to go around the middle? Unwanted, yes. That is longer or more repulsive than one parasite. So this is an yeah, so if you look at that, we're down the side here. Because there's two of them. Yes. Hi. So what do you have? SP, yes. SP. Yeah. There is, back in my day, there used to be SP3D, but now they say that's not what it actually means. So, no. Hello, what did you got? This one is very small. Axial, which is there on the axis. The reason for that is we have and we don't want to go there because then our loan curve will things have 1, 2, 3, 4 sides on this. 1, 2, 3, 4 sides on this. Hello, what have you got? Yeah. Yeah. What's it? I don't know they have Okay. So if you want to talk to me about it, you can stick around for a minute. I imagine most of you want to go have lunch. So it's not like what they are, but it's okay. That doesn't mean that there's another sort of your
You did?
Now they think that long is it correct? So for example, when I went to university, this was S-P-O-E, so S-P-O-E, and then this was S-P-O-E. No longer. Oh, this is also honestly, it's all about, so it may or may not be correct, but it's why this, that language is just in there. Anyway.
So you thought that that's the one. Yep.
I'll take that for you. Thank you so much. Gone. Wait. What? I don't see anything.
This truck would have outside.
That is I know, I'm like, everybody. I mean, no.
I do. I No, I'm that one point to school. Push. you supposed to run this?
How do you know?
I know, right?
I don't know. Hi.
Are you good?
Actually, okay, I'm sorry. I don't really want.
Is this it? You solved it.
No, I don't know what I'm doing.
You should scrub.
No, she said, it's okay, so, like, of course, I can't even.
I'm going to listen to that.
She said there'll be 2 questions like that. I'm not. I'm gonna fail.
You got it, you're good.
No, I copied the answers. I don't get it.
Hey. That's all Steve. Aren't you so? I think. Let's go, baby.
No, he won't help me.
Why?
The last thing. I will.
Huh?
I know you did. I have to do that. No, I will. Not mine. I I'm so sad. I was so sad. I walked to school. What is it?
Go back. Wow, she doesn't know this stuff. Burn more in the voice. We're kind of teaching that. You're learning the basics. Yeah. Oh.
And mine was my ability.
Oh. Okay.
I liked it.
Hey. Come on.
And I have a, oh my God, I have an English Friday. I did that study. You let me do that. I will a presentation on this Friday.
You're fine. The big cup had harder weeks. At least we think about how you're going to feel when you can. You can go leave. Somebody. Oh, I can just. I do. I think about this thing on my love. Or what actually.
No, he's somebody explaining.
Pause. No, that wasn't.
I can't figure out the thing.
X. Don't mean this for the X part. So turning to legal, but let's have this sound. That's this. It was that. Last year, right? And I had.
Yeah.
You'll just see you go and so often. Especially with the same one. Oh, shit. The other one coming the focus. It's like we count the long way. What's wrong? That's just.
Why do people have a dream?
Well, first of all, how do you get the power?
Because here, well, when there's a host, like, when you look at the next and triangle, you want to that probably. So close could be this, so if they just 16, so that's close, so 60 would be, so one of the two, either to, wait, I think I got it wrong. If you said 2 5 3, right? So, you got it wrong. So, wouldn't 30 be here? And close is adjacent or opposite, so it would be, no, wait, I'm stupid. No, so see, you 2 close x plus 1. You separate the close, you put a 1 and a 2. That's 1 over 2. Close equal to 2, that's a certain triangle. That would be 5 over 3 because that's good, because, yeah, it's usually like 1 and 5 over 3. But where did the 2 come from? Oh my god!
Are you serious?
I didn't do it. stupid. I may be stupid.
Still in the question, right?
Oh wait.
What if I get to die? Oh my god.
I got it.
See, and I tried.
Thank you. I got it. Wait, I think I'm gonna put. I'm gonna put. Is it?
Studying.
I'm fine.
Oh,
I'm okay.
This is fun. It's happy, man.
Yeah. Yeah. You can meet me all day. Actually. Let's keep red. You know that? Let's keep that down. Yeah. Does he say his name? I like two people. Remember.
Wait, 2 weeks.
Oh, that's right.
We watched on the video.
Let's watch Spirit. Let's watch.
Go. Someone else like you. I don't even get it. I'll see in the library. Yo, could you have this question?
You know what? I can prove identity. I can verify. I can do everything now. Escape.
What
Guys, want to know something? What? What the hell are you doing? Oh, memorizing.
Okay,
I'm smart. Wait, I think I'm gonna keep. Okay, are you skipping? I'm not skipping.
I didn't show you the question yet,
But
right?
I want to put
No, that's my method. I'm
Give
taking that.
me. There you go. Oh, I see. Oh, I would have wanted it so bad. Come over here. I got.
I understand it. When you nervous,
Sorry, the whole story, sorry. Here, right?
basically,
Wait.
what I'm thinking is,
What if I, what year is this? This is, oh, probably like this. Yeah, so. Remember, right? Like that. Right, amazing question. Wait, I have it here. I really wrote it down here. I didn't have it. This is how I did it. So we see how, wait. What is, oh, you did, oh, no, extra work. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna do that.
yeah, bro, you don't understand.
Okay, good luck. So, here, we need to,
Some comments.
I think what they did is they multiplied it by total. Yes, we have some. And that plus could be canceled out. That'd be zero. If you multiply it, you get that canceled out. You have sine plus sine plus sine plus sine.
Oh.
Oh, that's it, drop.
But you guys see this was the. I think I know.
Yeah, you have to get back on that my lesson. Anyway, so. What do you think about? We're going to get this part. Because it's always been that's then what they did, they got rid of it by multiplying the sign with this. They multiplied it. Oh, go.
You know, Nicholas Holt's character.
Not ready?
His girl. Nicholas Holt's character is his girl is what's her name? What they wrote that. Did you hear the trailer what she said? I said you can't please me what he does. Just talk about no fun. About this roads.
Is it a vampire movie?
Yeah.
Oh, you should watch it. I love vampires. I was like, what the flip, bro?
You know what the original thing says? This is 100 years old.
My sister
That
is
shit is so scary.
No, what do you mean? That's really me though. I'm Team Edward. I know.
That shit sucks.
You think?
It's 102-year-old. It's not good. That's big. We don't know. What would you do? What would you do if it was out?
What do you mean? But it's what you can do. For the on-fire.
What would you do? What would you do?
This. What do you mean no? So you have this now, right? You didn't do anything to the bottom.
You said we don't
Stays there.
This is the one you got me? Yes.
Yeah, look, dude, it's there. It's right there. Wait.
Sign, focus, sign, hope.
Oh, we're close there, right?
Where?
Because maybe run close to you. Yes, I was probably the Nelly, right? And then you made that one face.
So I didn't know.
Wait, you mean understand it? Jesus Christ. Where did that come from? Great question. No, it's
Oh. What about this?
Maybe what they did, they multiplied it by close of the codes, so they get the code down here. So that's the only, I don't know how they get that code. Yeah. Oh, but yeah, I don't know. I was saying.
Let me ask you this one.
Go kill yourself. Go kill yourself.
What? I don't think it's fine.
Wait, I don't know what I ordered yet. Oh, it's in cash.
Oh,
It's because they want to multiply this because you're adding, right? You have to have the same denominator. So you can add it, that's why they multiply with this one by close. It's how they sign close plus sign.
The problem was already. What about us?
That's how they go.
Oh, yeah, no, she's blocked, or she's.
Oh,
That's the top, that's how they go.
But then when she's blocked, she said, why did you block?
why not one for you?
She said, why did you go? I ate it.
Oh,
Yeah, what did you go? Oh, I think you went.
Sure.
no, it wasn't even.
Oh, I thought you were going down. There we go.
Could a representative from the badminton club return to the office immediately, please? Could a representative from the badminton club please come to the office? Thank you.
Save on your mind. You can say the social
Oh, I do agree now. I didn't know
Let's say it's like a one. When armor calls you great, you so I
Yes, it's in one. Every time you see something else, it says it's one.
Dude, I actually do like that. I'm really good. No, it's funny. Yo, we're like the same height.
Over one.
I don't know why you keep
Line
mentioning
this
that.
by post. And then get post times sign
Okay.
plus sign, right?
No.
Because it's in denominator.
Yeah, but then
You get.
what's now?
You'll see guys when I accidentally security.
No.
Amal, trust me.
What are you
Amal.
doing?
Oh, you gotta stop. You're doing that.
Reindeer.
On my back, I can hear you. Not high. You know my arms are.
No.
I'm not back.
Y'all ready? Let's do it like last time.
I got you.
Look at my legs.
But no. If he drops it, I swear to God. If he drops it.
What? So.
Dude, that's easy. Anyone can do that. Anyone can do that.
Put it on one shoulder.
Put it on one foot.
Well, I can do it, bro. Yeah. Look. Come on, come here. Trust me, my will is ejected. No, you
If
have
you
to.
drop it, oh my goodness.
Evan, do this.
WWE SmackDown.
Bro, what are you doing?
You dropped me.
What are you doing? See, now the crowd is like, ooh, they're really interested. Let me do it. 10 seconds.
Talk about the two.
I'm actually trying to hear you talk. Let's see how No! What?
Okay, lover. We get it.
And so they're gonna do that? You literally leaned backwards. Why are you leaning backwards? What are you doing? Thanks so much. Wow, really?
Wow.
You're girls in the work.
Damn.
Yo, man, you're bro.
Men these days. Men should go to the thing.
Actually, you're bro, my favorite poem. If you like, how's my favorite?
I think it's a 50-50. I think I'll be okay,
Oh my
but I also don't think so as well.
What you do? Sing this book.
No, come on, I can do it. I'm glad I can do it.
Have you like that, bro? What is it?
Basically, everything was pink. Now we're giving king class. He was decaf.
You're like, what?
He lied.
No, I didn't laugh.
Like t-shirt. Right.
Okay, I'm not surprised.
I was telling him how anyone who likes to do that is weird, whether they're a guy or a girl.
Did you know there's
I'm just saying, because
You don't trust me say call, bro?
yo,
I'm just saying that.
You don't
If
wanna
don't do that for a girl or guy.
I
do you know the procedure to doing it? Like, there's like a special
No,
kind
yeah.
of substance.
How do you go there?
What?
It's leaving.
You didn't pause.
Yo, why is it back on to me? Don't you like to eat butt? Like,
That's not as bad as what you're saying.
I'm just saying that,
Well, it's a fact.
the more you know.
You're bad.
If my malice is up in your game.
I'm not
Actually, gay because you're imagining
Yeah.
a guy doing that to you.
Yeah, it's like your girl is doing the thing, so she can.
Yeah, you're literally imagining the girl who has to watch.
I'm not trying to fuck you.
Listen, I don't want to talk about that guy. He's dead to me.
And if you're a girl, then that's just unsanitary.
Yeah.
You literally have
What
a
if
different part to do that for, and you.
Oh, but if it's big enough, it can actually.
What?
Yeah, this is like this like here's something. Why is this a shocker?
I was eating sweet.
Wait, I should know where you know.
Yeah, go to my own.
Say, oh, I'm sitting back here.
Go want to go back to the book that you were reading.
Yo, I know. Why do you want that?
Sitting back here. No. Oh, I'm standing on that side. What?
You always said it on that
Stand on that side? No. You don't want.
Don't say that.
We're talking to about how he does it. It's actually, no, William actually asked.
Oh. And he's gay. He's still gay. Y'all think he's gay for a year? He's still gay, bro. Yeah.
A little bit.
He's still gay.
You know, William told me. Fine, but he's projecting. He's projecting. It's interesting, right? He told you his mom was the same thing, so I don't even know why. Okay, well, maybe not.
And do you think you can work up in? Yeah.
Well, I don't think it was actually all that. Wait, okay, so did you see something go? I'm standing back here. What is in front of you? Y'all. You're so happy.
Yeah.
That was good. You can't see that. Okay, see it. Let's see the head. Or you see a long two-minute shape and say it looks good. Oh, wait, yeah. So what does that mean about you? Like, hey, if you were making a
Oh, you don't believe it?
I wouldn't. You got me right in what? I'm never ready. This is awesome. You haven't. You like sausage? You like sausage? You like sausage? Don't chip. Yo, don't say you like sausage. When I say that. Yeah. You said you want to get things like this. You just ask. No, I'm like, I don't know what kind of sausage you want, but I just want some out of it. Like, I don't even know what's taking you from. Yes.
Yeah, so behind your phone, but like.
Yo, these are Manuel, what? Mr. Clean, I don't know where that comes from. It's not long, right? Oh. No, for why is it?
Some people like talking to me sandwich.
Yo, yesterday I used my AirPods and it's time for generation.
No, you're fine.
Or I made a hash brown because it's Christmas time tonight. But we have 207.
Wow, cool.
No, you better. I'll go grab this and sit back.
Do you like me? Do you think you have breakfast now?
Yeah, I'm looking at this.
Actually, do you think breakfast now?
Now suddenly everyone wants to damn breakfast crab.
Well, don't you need some sausage in it.
Bro, it's disrespecting my sausage crab. Eggs. I just want to you. Yeah.
I want hash brown.
Bro, it's doing too much, bro. Bro wants hash brown, bro wants breakfast crab, bro wants Dylan wants scissor probably. Bro, that's Willie. Oh. Yo, bro, I'm tired of this disrespect. But that's Willie.
You know the thing is, it's clearly hard. Yeah, people think all. Guys, like 8 of them fuck with black. Yo, actually, maybe that's what you need.
I don't fuck with black people, bro. Yo. That's so.
Because let's say traffic, everyone right now is on your list.
Please.
Number 1, back up number 2.
Please give me a moment. Didn't Lily say I look like his brother? Alright, wait. Please give me a moment, right? Well, can you divert your attention to Dylan over there? Especially over there. So let's forget, bro. He was a snow trooper all his life. So, okay. He was playing in the snow like this, bro. He was playing in the snow like this, bro. And you're telling me I'm damage. Snow trooper. This guy is one of them clone troopers, bro. Them all white, bro, in the Star Wars.
I think he'll accuse you of cheating no matter what.
I don't even know.
Rather than black, yeah.
I like all men, bro. I like all men.
Hi, shit.
By the way, why are you that? Dylan, bro. Also, you had full face makeup on, bro. And you're trying on the tight ass jeans, bro. You're trying on the skin tight, bro. Skin tight, son. You remember that? Yes, I'm gonna finish that. Stay away from You see how he's avoiding us? Evan, you see how he's avoiding us over there? Lots of boys stay over there. That's what Dom said that. Well, he's good at being in the corner. Yeah, Dom, you just threw a sense that he's good at staying in the corner. You like sausage? It is, man. You like sausage? Can you say that out loud? I love sausage. Who caramelizes just
Mom, you okay? Only better every time you say, you know that I've been too scared. Well,
Yeah, no, I'm not pretty young. Well, then like 5 minutes. Yeah. I'm gonna think it was just black and sitting on.
now thank you. Not be a lot. Thank you.
You know how to hold your hand.
I want to go back to your.
It's just actually probably fun.
There's a name.
But listen, Liam, that's not gonna teach you.
I'll take my notes yet.
Not everyone is like you, okay? You said, why are you being so good all the time?
You know what, like,
Yeah, I mean, you just say
better.
Wait,
Or else slack.
wait, I remember Emmanuel called them the big.
oh.
I actually remember
I
that.
don't know, we like a bunch of work.
You just told me that.
So, yeah.
William, I know that. I don't think it's for you. I think I always got that bad.
I'll be back.
Oh, no.
Wait, were you surprised that?
Maybe I'm like surrounded.
No, I wasn't.
Oh, okay.
No, like,
Oh, yeah, she always has the honor too. In her
No.
book.
No, okay, this
so
is,
she
this
thinks
is,
that
this is.
anger out. So,
Okay, he kind of alluded to this, right?
That's just
Basically, because you know that guy, the chess master, right? He had a shell that, he like, it's normal, right? And if William was saying like, he really wants to invest.
wait,
You were in the ball.
wait, the chess guy, how did he cheat?
So shut up, and then it would Byron Morse code like,
How do you cheat on chess?
well, he's like using like move. Basically, the thing is that it's like an AI, and it's like block vision, it's really good. Hey, got hurt. Oh, nice.
I think it was just you.
Are you in the
Just you.
ball? Were you in the ball?
Yeah.
Are you competitive? Right, basically.
I don't know
You
anything
want
about
to say
chess.
that?
I don't know. You need to like, what I'm supposed to do, like, remind me.
I don't know.
It's gonna be, you're gonna keep it straight off and make it, because I don't have to. Damn. I'm not
Look at me like it sucks.
I think we have some weakness possibilities, right? No!
Wait, John, sausages.
No.
You won't.
Go on, you're fine.
You eat it.
You need it, right?
I went down with my thoughts.
I'm eating it. Are you sleeping on my like what's about yes. So
Wait, why? Oh, right. Because I heard, not, I don't know, but like,
Yeah. I used to jack into the back. All of that.
That's all it's for.
Oh, that's like.
they don't you get it, man.
I
Adultery and like, because this is
You know that
one of the, that seven deadly sins, man, that's the last, and you're full of it.
No poetic.
That was funny.
Yeah.
If you're to choose one of those crap.
That's true. Anger, that's true.
And both y'all are gonna block. Y'all make this block.
Wait, is there a
You glutony, dude, you're gluttony. You're always eating. None of the things fills you up.
There's something big, something that's.
Nothing to do with her. It is saying, far away from your pocket. Don't like this.
Like the love, how the love was good. When he wore that gadget, and he did it to the girl.
Yeah.
That messed me up. And I just remember that we're talking about this.
I'll even remember, but it's so.
No, do you not?
It's
The lust,
so.
the lust, like, so, like, she would keep banging her away like 4 or 5 nights. And I was beating her. Yeah, oh my god, I had to pause.
Wait,
I was like, wait.
don't told me.
And it was 7 weeks, we got it.
Oh,
And it's the lust ritual that you should die.
ow.
I know, really wrong.
And so I say, if I do 10,000, what if I don't do 10,000?
You know, time to go on to your master.
Well, you miss one day, you get that.
Every day, $10, right?
I mean, like, I knew they were.
You got everyone?
Wait,
They're like-
yo, Dylan,
That's what I think.
you didn't say,
Oh, what if you just say no?
no,
Not per person. Bro, not the one. Right now, we're substitute, and I did not put.
no, wait, is that the new one?
You have to start doing
Yeah.
house.
So, the interesting about check some.
What? Wait, pause. I'm gonna start this.
They're like.
Welcome.
No, I'll tell you, so here is that one kind of vision of it.
Small, like,
So what kind of makes it good, right? That's it, AI.
You say
No,
yeah.
I'm
On the radio.
Yeah.
On the radio, one part, you get curious, yeah. So you guys think like I started off, I'll just walk into the top of the shop.
You didn't start, I started off.
Actually, it was
But you
ask him. He's gonna get a copy of this door.
what the fuck, what did you hear what she just said?
Like,
Have you ever switched up on serious?
He's happy, but she hasn't actually. We need to underline. That's Cause I had no grip. And that's, I'm with the floor, I had no grip.
Wait, what?
I'm on, there's no traction.
So are you getting one?
Right, hey, we're gonna swap, like, we're gonna meet at the surgery. Yeah.
So, how are we gonna get there? How are we gonna teleport?
We'll meet at the airport.
So how are you?
We'll meet at more.
Oh, wait, actually, speaking of it, I want to
Means a
photo
lot.
of him on my phone,
Tasha,
and it is the best photo I've ever taken.
I'll
So,
we talk all three of us burning us to like that.
Oh, so
one second.
it's bad.
My teacher.
Very. All done, all done.
This actually.
So thank you, everybody.
Did you go bacon in there?
Oh, my goodness.
Yep.
Nathan, I'm gonna be here. It's after break. I could not remind you, I'll do it.
Did I help?
You helped, you helped, we got him.
Hey, I help too.
Did I help?
How you help?
How did you help?
Let's go just have a music. Oh, population.
That's mine.
Hey.
I think my lunch, I do. I got it.
It's not how I do first. It's not great.
I don't know what it is. I don't know.
There's no way I want to.
Well,
I thought it was big.
This fast, this fast. Oh.
Actually, yeah, that would be better. Yeah. Let's go that way. Let's go that way. Let's go that way. Bye, guys. Bye, guys.
Oh, how are you?
No, we're all going this way. You guys can go that way.
Move along, buffer radio.
We listen, we don't judge.
Like, he does, he's like, listen to that.
No, he doesn't. We listen, we don't judge. No, like, so he did.
Allowed.
Hello.
For you teacher class.
Yes.
I was wondering, December 20th.
I think so.
It's the day that we have like a half an hour class because it's a winter festival, and they're grade 12, so like, and I'm gonna leave them. Like, you're grade 12. so you're-
Perfect.
Yeah, thank you.
And just let you know that ahead of time.
I very much know that I'm like, I'm understanding. It's wonderful product, winter festival, but if you plan to make the winter festival, it's expensive. It cannot be winter festival.
We'll be sitting here paying absolutely no attention to you. Yeah.
I have to go behind one of you.
Well, I
Why?
it's okay, I'm going
I don't
this
know.
way.
Because sometimes you like, whoa.
I don't care. Yes. Okay, friends, I've got your quizzes for you. William, Kirat, Ananya. Kirat, Max, Evelyn. Eunice, Paula, Aaliyah, Hayden, Davide, Nathan, Diane, Grace, Veronica, Lucas. I'm scared. But you were going to do this again, right? Yeah. Yeah. So how about I don't give it to you now and you just do it with friends? Yeah? Okay. Josh, Dylan, Alper.
Tomorrow?
Yeah, sure. Dylan, Alper, Haley. Just a minute, okay?
Yep.
Let's just wait until I'm done all of these. Kasim,
All right.
Kai, B, Braden, Kai Wong, Elias.
Can I have the quiz?
Yes. No, you get to keep it. Braden? No Kai B. Paula? Max? No Max? Okay. Anushka, not here. Ananya is here.
Anushka's here.
Anushka is here. There you go. Okay, yes.
For this one, you said you did.
Yeah. Oh, no, that's not right.
Oh.
Yeah. Quiz. Now, where have I put those? That's a good question. Have I put it in here? Yes. No, I have not. Okay.
Cardigan is so cute.
Pardon me?
Cardigan is so cute.
Oh, thank you. It's nice and warm too. And the letters. Test, which is here.
But Michael, did you do the quiz?
No, Micah did not do the quiz because he was writing that test yesterday.
Wait, so I can like redo it basically, or like do it there.
And do you have yourself an amended cheat sheet? Just meaning like fixed up? Okay, good. Hi.
Be here tomorrow. Friday.
Okay, so we have a quiz coming up tomorrow, so you'll want to do that maybe Monday.
Monday, Friday.
Okay, and you still haven't written the naming and formulas test.
Oh yeah. So the class.
When is that going to happen?
So I have to do my French stuff. That's for my GPA.
What is your for your what?
I have to
Your
do
GPA?
French and
Oh, I see. Gotcha. Okay,
So can
we'll
we
just
do
write
that
it next
Monday?
week. Yeah, yeah. Hello. Excellent. 20, 40. Beautiful. And 48. Wonderful. Thank you. Hello. Excellent. Wonderful. Thank you.
Wait, so I can't see this.
Huh?
I can't see it. Like,
Oh, well. There you go. 98, good. 40 and 48. Beautiful, thank you. Folks, you're showing me 28, 40, and 48. You can keep it. Yeah. Hello. Excellent. 40. Wonderful. Excellent. Thank you. Ananya. There we go. Hello. 40. 48. Brilliant. Thank you. What about those last ones there? Hi.
This is 48.
Excellent.
I've got flipping the pages all the time. Almost there. It's 40.
Excellent. Wonderful. Thank you. Excellent. Excellent. 48. Beautiful. Thank you. Anyone else got homework to show me? Going once? Going twice?
So there's 40.
40.
48.
48.
I had 48. I remember.
Beautiful. And 28?
I'll show you again after I finish.
Thank you.
I'll show you again after I finish the rest of 48.
Sure. Yeah.
40. 48.
48. What about these three?
What? Oh. Did I finish that?
Yeah. And you have 28?
Yes.
Beautiful. Thank you. Anyone else going once? Going twice? Going 3 times? Sold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 people. That is a failing grade, class. We have 1/3. That's 33%. That's terrible. 33% of people completed it. 67% did not. Okay. We are going to, because we can't stop just because everybody didn't do the homework. Oh my gosh, it's class time. I should do the homework now. Oh, no. Do the homework. Well, yeah, I got stuff after school too. I wake up early in the morning and do my work. I don't know.
I slept in through several alarms.
I don't know. Anywho, we have on page, oh my,